Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be presenting to you the best and worst subway stations top 16. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So number 16 on this list is 14th Street Union Square, specifically the 4, 5, and 6 platform. This station is unique because it's one of the only stations in the entire subway system that uses gap fillers, and it allows it to stand out from the other stations. The station platform is really narrow, but it's still one of my favorite in the system. Number 15 goes to Smith 9th Street on the F and G trains. This station made it in the top 15 because of its elevation. It's the highest subway station in the entire world. Actually, highest station. And its proximity to the Gowanus and the station is also located right over the Gowanus Canal. Number 14 is Delancey Essex Street on the F, J, M, and Z trains. This station was originally going to be in my pick for the top 10 stations, but there were a lot of new stations that were better and that would fit the list more. This one unfortunately got pushed back. But what made the station special is the old Essex trolley terminal, and how you can see the Williamsburg Bridge not too far from the station. Number 13 is Broadway on the N and W. This station was recently modernized, and that's the reason why it made it on the list. This station is possibly one of the best in the system that made it after rehabilitation. Number 12 is Number 12 is none other than Metropolitan Avenue, Middle Village on the M train. This station made it on this list because of its physical setting. This station feels like it's located in the middle of nowhere, since I've been there myself. Number 11 is Sutter Avenue on the L train. It's not the station itself. It's a station mosaic that's located at this. It's a station mosaic that makes this station on the list. It didn't get put in the top 10, however, it's still one of my favorite, even though I've never really been to the station. Number 10 is 145th Street on the 1 train. This station made it in the top 10 because of its station structure, and the fact that one of the platforms is on an angle at the northbound end. Besides, located south of the station is a storage yard for 1 trains. Number 9 is 125th Street on the 1 train, not too far away. This station is the only unelevated station in Manhattan below Dyckman Street. There are only a couple elevated stations in Manhattan, and this one is easily the best. Number 8 is none other than 49th Street on the N, R, and W trains. This station made it in the top 10 as well because of its station wall. The red brick wall is a unique design, and not many other stations use it. It's not every day where you see a wall with like bricks that cool. Number 7 is Wilson Avenue on the L train. This station is unique because of its 2 platforms. The Rockaway Parkway bound platform is elevated, and the Manhattan bound platform is underground, making it making it the only station in the entire route to be both elevated and underground. Number 6 is none other than 96th Street, 2nd Avenue on the Q train. I'm pretty sure you all know why this one made it onto the list. It's one of the new stations on the 2nd Avenue line, and the stations get better as you go down. Number 5 goes to 86th Street on the Q train. This station is slightly better than 96th Street, and the stations just get better as you go on. I'm pretty sure you guessed what the next station is. For those who couldn't guess, number 4 is 72nd Street on the Q train. This station has lots of interesting mosaics, and lots of cool elevators, which is what adds to this being placed in the top 5. Now for the top 3. Third place goes to 34th Street, Hudson Yards and 7 train. This station made it in the top 3 for several reasons. This station was originally going to be top 2, but there was one other station that made it into the number 2 spot, so this one got pushed back. But what made the station special was one of the elevators in the station, and because of how brand new it is and how big it is, it's probably one of the best in the system in my opinion. Number 2 goes to World Trade Center, Cortlandt on the 1 train. The 1 train has made several spots on this list, but this station is possibly the best that's ever been created. Or one of the best, rather. You see that the station is right next to the Oculus, and the walls feature words from the Declaration of Independence. As well, it's brand new. And trains skipped the station on 9/11 to honor the tragic event. Now for number 1. You already see what it is, but it goes to Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street on the F and Q trains. This station made it in the top spot because of how much it's grown over the years. This station used to be one of my least favorite, but it got completely modernized and moved to my favorite. It's a great station, and it also has a brick one slightly different from 49th Street. Anyway, guys, that's for the top stations. And now we're going to go to the worst stations, rather. What are your top 16 stations? Comment down below. Number 16 is 82nd Street, Jackson Heights and the 7 train. This station made it. Hold on, I was just checking to see if there was a duplicate. I thought there was, but there wasn't. This station made it at number 16 in the worst spot. This station is probably the best local station on the list in the 7 line in Queens between 61st Street Woodside and Flushing Main Street. There's not much interesting about the station, but there is a big 82 on the station wall, which kind of makes the station have something interesting. Number 15 is 111th Street on the 7 train. This station made it worst, but not by much. This station has a unique layout, but the platforms are pretty disgusting in my opinion. It's a nice layout if you ask me, but still, it's got to be one of my least favorite. Number 14 is Bowery on the J and Z trains. If you look on the walls, you'll see why this made it in the one of the lower spots. A lot of the J and Z train stations made it in the J and Z have got to be my least favorite lines in terms of, well, The J is probably my least favorite line, but the J and Z station wise is the worst line, guaranteed. But this is only the beginning of it. There are more stations on the J and Z. But look at the walls. That's why this station made it on the list. Number 13 is 90th Street, Elmhurst Avenue on the 7 train. There's not much interesting about this station. This station is simply. This station's like. How do I phrase this? This station's neatness is wearing down. I mean, there's just not much good about this station. Number 12 is Borough Hall on the 2, 3, 4, and 5 trains. I've been to this station several times. Most recently on October of 2020. Every time I walk through it, it's just never like a pleasant experience. The platforms are dirty with a lot of New York City subway stations, but the walls are not very nice. And specifically with Borough Hall platform on the 4 and 5 trains, the logo on the station is pretty dirty, the Borough Hall logo. And it doesn't give you like a chance that you might want to like I don't know. It won't make you happy. Number 11 is 103rd Street, Corona Plaza on the 7 train. Followed by the J and Z. The 7 might be one of the worst station lines. However, that doesn't make the whole line bad. This station has pretty much nothing interesting about it. However, it is situated in a decent area. Number 10, now for the 10 worst. 10 goes to 7th Avenue on the B and Q trains. This station's walls are pretty disgusting. And in my opinion, the station should be closed for rehabilitation. But anyways, it's not up to me, it's up to the MTA. Number 9 goes to 69th Street on the 7 train. This station used to have some things good about it. This station doesn't make it lower in the list because there's a railroad that crosses near the station that I believe goes to Metropolitan Avenue, Middle Village, like around that area along the M line. Anyways, there's just not much that's good about this station. Number 8, 52nd Street on the 7 train. If you're going towards Queens, this is where the stations start to roll downhill. The platforms are very like narrow, and the canopies are kind of not in great shape. A lot of stations on the 7 in Queens need to be rehabilitated. Number 7 is Spring Street on the 6 train. This station made it in number 7 simply because it's just dirty. I mean, it doesn't make it in my opinion, it's one of it doesn't make it for a bad experience, but it's just kind of dirty. Number 6 goes to 86th Street on the 4, 5, and 6 trains. This station made it on the lower. This station has got to be one of my least favorite in the system for several reasons. The platforms between the 4, 5, and 6 are very hard to navigate, as well as some of the other stations on Lexington Avenue. On the express platform, there's just nothing really interesting about the station, and I wouldn't really recommend going to this station. If at all possible, just take the Q train. The station is a million times better there. Number 5, now in the top 5. Number 5 goes to 168th Street on the A, C, and 1 trains. It's particularly the A and C platform that gives me trouble. I don't mind the 1 train platform. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of my favorite. But here's the reason why this station made it on the lower end of the spectrum. The platforms are kind of dirty, and the walls were just disgusting at one point. Anyways, that's why this station made it in the lower ranking of the 5. And let's move on. Number 4 is 59th Street. Number 4 is 59th Street on the 4, 5, and 6 trains. This station is also super hard to navigate, but the problem here is the Uptown 6. The problem here is the 6 platforms. This station is also on the lower end of the spectrum. The platform is slightly better, but still, one of the worst stations in my opinion. Now for the top 3. Number 3 goes to Fulton Street and the J and Z trains. This station is probably the hardest to navigate in the entire system, simply because 8 lines converge at this station at once. But the JZ platform is by far the most disgusting. The station really does look like it's hanging on by a thread if you go into it. Number 2 goes to Canal Street on the J and Z trains. This station made it at the lower 2 spot for several reasons. Simply because of the walls, how dirty the platforms are, and the station again looks like it's hanging on by a thread. Now before I get on to number 1, what is your least favorite and favorite stations, like I've said before? I'll show you mine, and I'm sure all of you saw this coming. And I'm sure you guys knew it would be on the list, specifically at number 1. Number 1 is Chambers Street on the J and Z trains. This station is the only one that, out of all the stations, none disgust me more than this one. It is by far the most disgusting station and the worst in the entire system. The station looks like it could collapse at any moment, and it has been known for its bad reputation and how dirty it is. This station is modernized, but this station strikes me every single time about how bad it is, and none of the other stations do that. Anyway, guys, that's enough for today, and I just wanted to kind of make a quick slideshow, because I haven't done a video like this in several months. Anyways, comment down your least favorite and favorite stations below, and I'll see you next time.